We should even change our intro tape, but we come out to an AC/DC song called "It's a Long Way to the Top," which has been our sort of walk-on music for a couple of decades, and then Ennio Morricone's "Ecstasy of Gold," and those two are the same from each night, simply for one reason only, which is that. We figured that if we got a different walk-on song, maybe people that are up buying drinks or getting shirts or going to the bathroom or hanging out with their friends
wouldn't know that you were coming
wouldn't
on.
know that we were coming on. So we figured that maybe it would be a disservice to our fans if all of a sudden there was a different walk-on song.
Well, Lars,
on site on evening two, and people would miss the
Lars,
first 20 minutes.
With the supporting acts,
yes,
often audiences are unappreciative of supporting acts. With the supporting acts, often
yes.
audiences don't even bother taking their seats while the supporting acts are there. You have on your tour supporting acts that have their own fan bases and that can easily fill arenas as headliners. That's also something that's very unusual.
We try. Everybody that's playing with us the next couple of days are friends of ours. Obviously, we've known the boys in Pantera for about 400 years, and we're so grateful that they're out here. And Mammoth, Wolfgang Van Halen's project. He was grateful that they're out for a couple of months. Incredible to have him out, and obviously. There's no end to the legacy that he represents, and so we try to have people that we have relationships with, people that we respect, people that we feel proud to share with our fans and with our audiences, and it's really exciting to have different support acts on each day, and like I said, give our fans an opportunity to have two completely different shows. It goes back to some festivals. The idea goes back to some festivals from a couple, 4 years ago, right? It was actually supposed to be in the summer, the first summer of the pandemic in 20. We agreed to do about half a dozen festivals with the idea that we would bookend Friday and Sunday, and so we would play a headline set on Friday and a headline set on Sunday. That would be two different nights, and then somebody else playing on Saturday, and that would be the festival. And then obviously the pandemic came, and then that whole thing got thrown.
And people who can't see you live on this tour will have an opportunity to see you in movie theaters around the country.
That's right, yeah.
It'll be the show from Arlington, Texas at AT&T Stadium.
That's right, yeah.
And we have some tickets we're going to give away right
now.
Well,
very cool, thank you.
As a matter of fact, the 25th caller.
The 25th caller?
Yeah, the 25th caller at
Does that mean somebody's counting the first 24?
Yes, they do.
They just get hung up on?
Brandon will be counting. Brandon will be counting. It's 888-872-1043. Call us right now.
I love it. Old school.
We have another pair for the
well,
live broadcast, so they'll be experiencing the show live as it's happening.
That's incredible.
Except they'll be in an air-conditioned theater.
Yeah.
And also, our winner will qualify for the grand prize drawing, which takes place in about half an hour, and that will be tickets to see Metallica.
That's right.
Right here at MetLife Stadium.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to mention to you before they take you on to wherever it is that you're going next. I know you have a rehearsal tonight, don't you?
Yes, we have. We've been rehearsing for the last couple of days here, and we're actually sound checking tonight also. So
that's the big one. There are a lot of trucks parked out in the parking lot. You employ a lot of people. You are responsible for a lot of families.
There are some incredible
and their livelihoods.
There are a lot of people. Yes.
You start a band with a few people. And then later on down the road, hundreds of families depend upon you for their livelihood.
Yeah, no, it's there are so many great people out here giving their time and helping out. And I believe Beyonce was in here playing a few shows last weekend. So they have what's called an accelerated load-in, something like that. So I think the crews have been working like overtime, and so there's been a lot of great people here from Monday. I think we took over the venue Monday afternoon, Monday evening, and so it's been full force, and it's just crazy. They've been getting all this stuff up in about 3 days.
Well, Lars, founder, master drummer of Metallica. The British do it a little differently. Maybe there's a little more pomp and circumstance in their world, but you're a Danish knight.
Yes. Yeah, that will.
You are.
Yes.
You're a knight.
Yeah,
The Queen of Denmark.
Yes, I was knighted.
In 2017, was
yes,
it?
about 5-6 years ago. Was very surprised, very honored.
It was the biggest honor that your
Yes.
native country could give you.
It's very much appreciated, and it's who would have thought that that the snot-nosed, disenfranchised, the heavy metal kid trying to fit in and figure it all out would end up in that kind of situation. So one of the honor.
It must have been a moment of incredible pride.
Yes, I was completely caught off guard because it was. I had been asked by the Royal Danish Court whether if this was bestowed upon me, whether I would accept it, and I said yes, but I didn't really think much more about it. And I was at a dinner with the Crown Prince of Denmark, Crown Prince Frederik, and it all of a sudden after the main course there was about 100 people there, all Danes of notoriety, and he started talking about a specific Dane of notoriety. I'm sitting there going like, who's he talking about?
He was talking about you.
Yeah, and then a couple 5 minutes into the speech, I realized he was talking about me, and
He was
I was
talking about you
ready
and your
to hide,
artistic contributions to the
ready
world.
to hide under the table,
and your philanthropic and charitable
yes,
activities.
so it was very, very appreciated, totally unexpected. But as a Dane who flies the Danish flag proudly all over the world, it was a big honor. So thank you for.
Well, thank you
up.
for honoring us with your presence
Thank
here.
you for coming out here, and thank you for your time,
And
thank you for giving some tickets away.
And have fun. Have fun.
Thank you.
big
The whole
tour
weekend
starts.
is about fun. So we got 2 different shows and 4 different support acts and all kinds of crazy shenanigans. So thank you for your support, and we'll see everybody out here this weekend.
New York's classic rock, Q1043. New York's classic rock, Q1043.
Lars Ulrich is with us here this morning on Q104.3, even though, to be completely honest, as I have the great opportunity to speak with Lars, it's not actually morning. It's actually
yes.
late afternoon, early evening, and we are in, well, very interesting surroundings.
Yeah, I think these are called the bowels.
Well,
The bowels of Giant Stadium, or
of
MetLife
Stadium.
MetLife, as it's
Yeah.
called.
Well, this is actually the room that we're in right now is the visiting NFC locker room.
Gotcha, Mom.
So this is where the Dallas Cowboys, the hated, dreaded Dallas Cowboys,
I'll
or the
stay
even more
Switzerland on that one.
or the even more hated, dreaded Philadelphia Eagles
I will stay Switzerland on that one.
would be here. Well, it's a good. Well, it's a good thing to be Swiss on demand because you have fans in every state and all over the world, and Metallica has just become such a phenomenon. I mean, when you started the band, obviously you hoped for success. You know, members of every new band do. But the level of success that Metallica has attained, the commitment that your fans made to you years ago and continue to this very day, while at the same time acquiring new fans, has just been incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty surreal, honestly. Thank you for having me, by the way. 42 years in, it's pretty crazy, and it's still. I've said this 1,000 times, and people that follow us probably roll their eyes every time the following comes out of my mouth. But it still feels like we're just getting started, and it still feels like we are just trying to figure it all out, and we keep threatening, at least the people around us, that we may actually turn professional at some point soon. So but it's crazy, the dedication and the support and from the fans for over the years. And obviously it's not all the same fans. There's a whole revolving door, and especially in the wake of say a phenomenon like Stranger Things last summer, there's a whole new young generation that are showing up at all the shows, and I'm getting recognized by 10-year-olds on the street. It's like and so it's pretty crazy that 42 years into this ride that's still happening. And it's pretty crazy. The shows we have here this weekend at MetLife are the biggest shows we've ever played in the greater New York, Jersey, tri-state area. So the fact that keeps sort of continue to grow, and certainly post-COVID, that there's this kind of excitement, admiration, appreciation for live music, and that everybody's out celebrating life and togetherness and so on is a crazy thing. And we just for a lot of years, in our 20s and 30s, we were full of piss and vinegar, as they say, and probably never slowed down long enough to take any of it in, as one doesn't when one just keeps cruising at that speed. But now, in our advanced ages here, even though we still feel your
42-year partner
that's
celebrates
right.
a big birthday.
That's right. I can't wrap my head around
James'
this.
birthday today.
James is turned 60 today, but it's amazing that that there's still this love for heavy music and for what we do. And the difference now, compared to say 20, 30 years ago, is that we slow down long enough to take it in and appreciate the love, appreciate the generosity of the fans and the interaction, and how fortunate we all are to share in music and to be able to still feel that we're out here, and like I said before, we still connect with fans at the level that we're connecting, and we still have something, music. We still have a level of sort of music and a level of I guess intensity, and can go up and feel that we're delivering the goods to the level that we still can share that and feel good about what we're doing.
Well, Lars, you were talking about younger people, young fans, and Stranger Things.
Yes.
And that phenomenon. Well, you were 9 years old. You were 9 years old when you went to the Deep Purple concert.
That's right.
That changed your life. Who did you go with?
I went with my dad, and I went. There was a tennis tournament in Copenhagen, and the players were. This was Sunday, so tennis tournaments at that time, they may still do. It started on Monday. This was Sunday night, I believe, and I think the players were given tickets or access to the gig. So went to the gig. This was in February '73. I was 9 years old, and didn't know a lot about heavier music at the time, but was very impressed with the spectacle and the size of it, and Richie Blackmore up there throwing his guitar around, and Ian Gillan's high-pitched screams, and Ian Pace's ferocious drumming, and John Lord's keyboard, and Roger Glover's steady bass playing, and so on. And the next day after I got out of school, I went down to the local record store, and I asked which records by Deep Purple they had, and they gave me Fireball. So Fireball was the first album that I bought of any consequence, and that was in '73. And still to this day, Deep Purple is one of the most significant forces in my sort of musical experience. But
I can tell by the look on your face that your love for Deep Purple has never diminished.
And I can tell you that thanks to technology and YouTube and social media and all the rest of it, that the beauty of the music that you've grown up with, at least for me, but I know I'm not the only one, that the beauty of the music that you have grown up with now being as accessible as it is continuously, is something that you can go back and revisit over and over and over again.